Bro, we're fucking hot. The mics are hot.
Scared the schneist out of me.
The fucking camera's on. The lights are shining. We're ready to record episode 178 of the No Hangover motherfucking podcast. Oh my gosh.
I think it's probably over there, but...
Oh, it might be in here, no?
Yeah, it would be. Check that one.
There's so much shit on
Alright,
here. I
well
guess
then.
it's just my laptop. Hold on. Ah, fuck. This is all retarded.
Yep, it is.
Alright, well. Should we?
I'm gonna do it.
Alright. This is
Give
all,
the people what they want.
for real. This is all staying in too, so you fucking... Go ahead, Jacob. Make it clap, Jacob. Give the people what they want. Bear, don't judge me. If you're not the cutest fucking dog ever, I could be biased because you are mine. But geez, no one's ever said a bad thing about you.
Except you got a small head.
I mean, that's not necessarily bad. He's a dog. He's got cute ears too.
Yeah, justify his small head.
Exactly.
Alright, 178.
Boom. Now it's official.
Now it's live.
We official.
We'll see if Eric cuts anything. How we should or not. Beats me. But, anyways, how you feeling? Had an eventful night, eh?
Yeah, sure did. Sure did.
You don't have to get into
Expanded
that.
my mind. Had some good conversation with an old friend. My oldest friend, actually. Since 4 years old. It is. He is. He was my first ever friend. I mean, unless you count siblings. Then my sister, but my first friend outside of my family was good old Zach. We've had him on the podcast before. Very intelligent, insightful guy. And, you know.
Knows a lot about.
He knows a lot about a lot of different
things,
shit.
yeah.
Financial things, life things, government, politics, how the world is fucked.
Conspiracy theories.
Just, you know, the good stuff. The stuff that people want to fucking
fun
hear.
stuff to talk about, honestly. Going off of finances, something that's supposed to change in 2024. There's going to be some tax changes.
I saw that. I didn't read too much on it, but
I got a picture, a screenshot of like the diagram, how they're going to change. But basically, like, why that's exciting is because you should start seeing more money in your paychecks.
Turn up.
So, I mean, everyone has a different opinion on the government, and damn, that sun came in strong. Everyone's got a different opinion on the government.
I mean, after the past
taxation.
fucking 4 or 5 days, it's been raining fucking
I know.
strong.
Yeah, the rain's been
But yeah,
shitty.
but isn't it ironic that this is happening right around good old election time?
Yeah. The last,
Kidding, fuck. You
last
know what
hurrah
else?
to be
You know
like,
what else
hey,
is funny?
Side with us.
Fucking, I don't know if you paid attention, but they had like San Francisco or California had
You
Chinese
said me
leaders.
that. Mhm.
Chinese leaders come from China to go visit whatever, and they miraculously took care of the fucking homeless problem that San
They
Francisco
moved
was
all
having.
their homeless population.
We don't know where they went.
Don't
We
know.
don't know what happened to them, but they cleaned it up. And the governor of California said live, I don't know if it was national, but he said it live, like, well, when you have people come over, you clean up the house, right? And I'm like, well, shouldn't you take that mentality and like
Shouldn't that be an
keep
all
your
the
house
time?
clean?
Yeah,
For
shouldn't that be an
real?
all the time? Not like, well, that's the thing. I don't know where, and that's, I guess for a different time, we'll have to do more research on that, on where they put all these homeless people.
Well, they probably just fucking threw them out in the ocean.
Hope
If you
not.
can swim back, then you,
Jeez.
then you fucking
Here's your much needed shower. But damn, that's
get in the
fucked
salt
up.
water and
But
clean them off real
Yeah,
good.
I had seen like, because this is full. What are they called? Like not tent towns, but like when it's
homeless enclosures, homeless encampments, some shit
when
like
it's
that.
like it's called something, but when it's like a bunch of tents or a bunch of homeless people,
Yeah.
or cardboard hotels. No, that's not it.
Cardboard hotels. I haven't heard
Some-
that one before.
So I know there's like different terms for
Yeah.
it, but basically they in California I saw that too, that they full on not only got rid of them, but then they cleaned, like pressure washed and
Yeah.
repainted pretty much
And they
everything.
put like fucking those like
The guardrails,
Yeah,
so that they couldn't come back.
but it's like the thing with that is that, and I'm not fucking left or right or very political. It's just that like if we've had the fucking means to do this whole time, then like why not do it? And like why wait so long? Like why? I just like just the way that it all went about. It's just like very like ugh, like very fucking gross. Like come on, guys, like
correct.
And it's like again, I'm not one way or the other politically, but like I feel like if this whole fucking 8 years between Trump and then Biden, like if you're still like in support of like one political group, like die hard, like yeah, this is the right way, this is it, then it's like you're the fucking issue.
Do you feel like people have their minds closed off to other ideas, so they just can't see past, like, I won't say their hatred, but certain ideas they have? Like,
I think people just want to be right more so than anything, because that was the same thing with the Trump stuff. Like, whether you like him or not, the thing that he did good for this country was we were good economically and financial standing. If you want to talk about the moral stuff, the division or whatever, him as a person, his ego, all that shit, yeah, you're right about that shit. He's not the best person. But then you can't, on the same hand, talk about, oh, yeah, well, Democrats are better, Joe Biden's better, when Joe Biden is exactly what people didn't want in office, what we wanted to get out when we were having Trump talking about we need to get all these old white racist people out of fucking career politicians out of office, and then we go ahead and vote a guy who's old, white, very like openly documented like racist, and has been a politician for fucking 40 plus years. So it's just like the contradiction of
within his 40 plus years, he's changed sides on his racism. He's gone back and forth on the spectrum.
I don't know. I think with
I mean, like him being people like being running mates with Obama kind of changed his. I feel like
it changed the optics of him, but I don't think it changed
how people view him.
Yeah, but I don't think it like him personally. Like it was like, oh yeah, like I think he's still. I mean, and maybe it's just me being pessimistic and whatever, but I feel like most people, especially when you're making that type of money in that type of field, that type of career, like they're just fucking you're fucking grimy by nature. Like I don't think like you do shit for optics. You do things to, you know, make yourself look good, to pander to certain people, to get votes from certain demographics and all that shit. And I mean that's all it is. I mean everything is just a vote to them. So
and anyone getting like political money or like campaign money, and all politicians, I feel like and all government officials, anywhere where they're getting paid by taxpayers, they all make way too much fucking money. Because, like, I believe the same with athletes. I think athletes make too much as well. Because it's kind of just, they're making, like, ungodly generational wealth basically, you know, it's what has been going on for, I mean, centuries. Kings and queens, you know, they used to put on big events, big shows to basically distract people from everything else going on. It's kind of the same thing throughout history. Just now it's politicians. Now you have, and don't get me wrong, this is coming from a avid sports fan. Like I love watching basketball. I love watching football, fucking MMA. Like, but I'm just saying, in reality, I think they do get paid like crazy amounts of money.
The only difference that I would say, because I do agree with that, it kind of it's a little like, god damn, like you're getting paid a fuck ton. They're generating, like they have like viewership, sponsorships, like things like that are generating that type of revenue for them to get paid. Well, so it's different in that aspect.
I get because the sports side, but on the political side,
on the political side, it's like, a little bit.
I mean, I understand people vote you in, and you're supposed to have the best interest of the people that do vote you in. But why the hell are, like, for instance, most of these politicians are millionaires? Yeah. There's some even close to pushing, you know, the billionaire status,
and they've been career politicians. And like, your annual salary does not equate to fucking making billion.
Correct. It's like it makes no sense on how. And granted, and then there's also been those there's also been those issues with like politicians knowing stuff about, you know, certain stocks or certain companies, and then they invest in certain ways, and then like I think it was like a couple of them had filed bankruptcy. I want to say it was like Nancy Pelosi and a couple other big politicians who had like done other shit in their life, filed bankruptcy before, this, that, or the other, and then also on the flip side, had invested in certain stocks before anyone else and made a crap ton of money.
Well, because they
and then when they're questioned about it, they're like, "Oh, no comment," or like,
yeah,
shit.
because I mean they're openly insider trading and like, but I mean who's gonna check them? They're not going to check themselves, because then if one politician rats out another politician, they're essentially ratting themselves out in the process, and then it's going to fuck up everything for them. So like, I mean, it's a fucking, you're
dog eat dog world.
Yeah, I mean they're fighting amongst themselves, but like within their like they don't want to fuck each other up and air each other out too much, because then it's going to fuck up their money essentially as well. So it's like, yeah, like, I don't want you to fucking win this election or do this or do that, but like I'm not gonna air you out completely, because then if I do, then I'm just fucking taking the veil off of everything that we're doing, and then we're all fucked, and then we're not gonna make money and shit like that, and then we'll be us fucking
right
9-to-5ers.
But getting back into basically what the tax changes would be is, so the benefits are people going to see more money in their paychecks. Then I'll go into the brackets themselves just to give y'all an example. So this was like an example they give. If you were making like $45,000 last year, you were in the 22%. You were getting taxed 22%. Now, if you're making $45,000 or less, you're now dropped down into the 12% bracket.
Nice.
So that's a big savings, of money that's you're not getting taxed on anymore.
Yeah.
So that's going to help a lot of people. And then it was so 12. Okay, I'll just read it this way: 11,000 to, and this is individual income. I'm not talking about married income, because
household.
Yeah, household couples filing jointly. That's on you. I'm not married yet. I don't do that. Individual income, 11,000 to 47,000 a year, you're getting taxed 12%. If you make 47 to 100,000, you'll be in that 22% bracket, which that bracket didn't change much. It was 25 on the 60 to 100,000 range, or I'll say the 50 to 100 was like 25, so that dropped a little bit, but I mean that's still a little bit of help.
Yeah.
The 100 basically to the 100,000 to 191,000 is in the 24% bracket. 191 to 243, that's where I am. No, I'm just kidding. That would be the 32,000, or I mean 32%. And then the 400 to 600,000, you're getting taxed 35%. And then 600,000 a year or more, they're in the 37. They're getting taxed 37%.
There
See,
you
this is
go.
what I'm talking about. They shine the light on me.
Well, hopefully, people getting more money, they get smarter with their money and don't just fucking, I'm getting more money and just.
But basically, a reason that this was kind of put into place is because of inflation and like the cost of basically all goods going up. This is supposed to help, hinge that a little bit by people will have more money. So now they're not helping with the prices of anything, but you'll at least have a little bit more money saved because of, getting more money on your paychecks or getting taxed less. So then your everyday purchases shouldn't hurt as much. It's trying to help people get by, but it's still, I think the number of Americans living paycheck to paycheck is still like over 60% of the population.
God damn.
So,
but that's also kind of like, that's a lifestyle thing as well. Because, if you think about it, most of us do live beyond our means. Like, we buy more than we need to. We live in,
62% of Americans.
We live in houses or apartments that is more than accommodating.
I mean, that's true,
like
but it's also to show on, like, I'm sure you've seen it, like, the demographics of, like, the pay to the housing market and, like, how the percentage, like, back in the 1970s, like, mortgage rates and rents, they've gone up astronomical versus the pay increase has gone up little by little. So it's like, yeah, I do agree with you because, people, even I do it. I spend money fucking like I'm a rich, wealthy man out here. I don't know why, but I just do. But other people, I'm saying, they have, rent, your mortgage, anything else, like normal costs have just all skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Rent is crazy right now. You can, an apartment, you're renting like a one bedroom is almost $1,600, $1,700 a month.
Yeah.
That's before food. That's before anything. That's before
utilities.
That's literally for you to breathe while laying in bed. It's costing you
to have a fucking roof over your head. Or
that's
something.
fucking crazy. So you put that into add that into account. Yes, people are living above their means, but at the same time, that right there is taking a big chunk of people's monthly income.
Yeah.
So people will have to live above their means because it's like if they want to eat, they're already spending. Say they're spending between rent and food over $2,000. What if they only make $2,000 a month?
Yeah, well, they're fuck. But the thing, more so like, I guess like my point was like going out to eat all the time as opposed to, going grocery shopping and budgeting your fucking food stuff. Right. And like, because I mean, you can make however many meals out of going grocery shopping one time as opposed to you're spending $10 here for lunch, $20 here for dinner. That's gonna add up a lot more and shit like that.
No, it definitely does.
And like and fucking clothes is another one.
Yeah. No, I like I said, I'm full on agreeing with you that I do believe, because I mean I'm one of them. I live above my means. I should be. I mean, I've done better. Like I budgeted and I cut back a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Got rid of a lot of subscriptions. I actually just canceled Dr. Squatch.
Damn, dog.
Yeah, well, see, they emailed me, though. I haven't fully canceled it yet, but because I got so much fucking soap at home, I'm like, damn. But
yeah, I mean, I'm good for like 3 months, 4 months.
Same. I'm fucking like, I gave you fucking.
Yeah, you did.
I have tons of shit. So, but I canceled like most of my subscriptions. Like I had Fabletics, that's just hitting money. I canceled. This one broke my heart. My Hand and Stone membership, but that bitch was getting expensive. Damn. It's like $70 a month to get a massage. I'm like, Jesus,
and they only give you one free massage, right? And then all of the other ones are like half off or some shit like that.
Not even. It's still like you're paying for massages. So I'm like, it's kind of stupid.
Yeah, yikes. Yeah. So they get you with that.
Yeah. So I kind of was like, all right, let me take. And this is just me, the past couple months trying to, like I've always been decent with my finances, but really trying to get honed in on what am I spending my money on, how much of my money is being spent on certain things, and like how can I adjust it to where I could put more into my savings. Yeah, that's the fucking hard part. And my goal, people on the podcast know my goals, my goals. I want to get a house soon, so it's like, where am I? I'm trying to align myself on doing that. Yeah. Granted, housing market still pisses me off too, because from someone who does construction to buy a house that I know I'm going to have to put X amount of dollars into on the work I'm going to do, because I'm going to remodel everything from literally from head to toe on that house, like from ceilings to floors. I'm demoing and redoing everything. So it's like, do I really want to buy a fucking $300,000+ house just to put another $50,000 to $100,000 into? But life the value choices. Of my home shall go up.
Yeah, I'm saying life choices though. Yeah, fucking money. Money fucking is annoying. I've said this on the podcast too. Like, that shit don't fucking mean anything.
It doesn't.
And it's funny too, because I mean, me and Zach were talking about it last night, and I said this on podcast like how people like freak out about Bitcoin and how nothing's backing it. But it's like, all right, well, what's backing our dollar? At this point, nothing's backing our dollar. Like, it's all. And then before it was fucking gold and silver. But like, what is the value in gold and silver? It doesn't fucking. You can't eat it. You can't fucking drink it.
It was just always shiny.
Yeah, it's like and that's me and him talk about it. We came up. It's the shiny rock theory. It's like how people are just fucking so fucking like I want this shiny thing, like, because it holds value because it's fucking pretty to my eyes, and that's it. That's literally the only value it has to it. Yeah. I mean, some of these elements.
Well, it's strong. But
some of these elements, and I mean, we've gotten it to the point where some of these elements can fucking power certain things and stuff. But gold and silver, I mean, we use it as jewelry and as something nice. I mean, we don't use it to power things.
Correct. I know it's strong, but for instance, is it as strong as steel? Is it as strong as iron? Yeah. Why won't those ever we'll trade you this?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow, people fucking killing each other for gold and fucking jewels and fucking
for centuries.
For fucking money
Pirates,
and pussy,
fucking
killing each other.
Kings, queens, yeah.
Those are the two things that make this wonderful world go round and round. You won't catch me fine for either of those, though.
Unless I have to. No, I'm just kidding.
Unless it's to protect. But that's different. ever like. I feel like fighting for power and fighting to protect are two different things.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing, but they come from different places. So, I don't condone fighting or violence, but it is necessary at some point. I mean, because we were talking about that too last night, as far as like how guys are just a lot more like punch each other in the face and then be friends fucking 20 minutes later, as opposed to women that tend to hold grudges a little bit longer and fucking won't talk to each other over dumb shit when it easily could have just been fixed, instead of letting all this fucking emotion and anger get pent up, and then you start fucking building narratives in your head, and then it just blows up into a situation like 10 times worse than what it should have really been.
But that's also the difference between men and women. Men, for instance, were simple-minded. Like, it's kind of like A and B. Women tend to overthink things, but they're also, I'm not saying they don't think logically, but they think more in depth than we do.
Yeah,
they think about their consequences and how their actions are going to affect others. We kind of forget to put that into consideration, and we're like, I pick things up and put them down. Like, we just do things and then realize after there's repercussions to what we're doing. Women already know that, so they think in that way. They already know, like, if I do this, how is it going to affect these people that I care about? Men do something and they're like, oh fuck, this just affected the people I care about. Like, we don't give the extra second. Women, I guess, think a little longer than us. Sometimes, I mean, there's men and women who make the same dumbass mistakes, but I would say for the most part, women think more clearly about what they're planning to do, or plan better, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Men kind of just go at it like, it's whatever happens. And then
when we
run into that, first roadblock, then we have to think more critically and be like, okay, how do I solve this problem? Women try to avoid those roadblocks. They try to outthink them.
They're unavoidable, though.
Some are. But, I mean, there's a lot of things where if we would have spent an extra second thinking, we could have avoided them.
For sure, but at the same time, like, if you avoid that problem, inevitably another problem is going to come up. And at some point, one of those problems is going to fucking affect you. Like, you can't avoid all problems. So, like, I agree in the sense of, like, yeah, you should plan and, like, be prepared for shit. But there is such a thing as over planning and over preparing and trying to, and again, that's when I feel like it gets into the area of like trying to avoid issues that are unavoidable and kind of delaying the inevitable a little bit, instead of just facing that shit right now. Let's get over it right now. Let's deal with the issue right now. Yeah. So then it's not a fucking 10 times worse issue.
A lingering issue that we have to deal with down the road.
Yeah.
In that regard, yes. There is, I mean, men will be more likely to try to deal with that right then and there. But at the same time, it's probably because they didn't think in the first place to get them into that situation. At least from my experience. I mean, I would like to think I'm a critical thinker and, like, I think logically.
I would say we are.
Like, I try to plan things out pretty well, and, like, I have an idea of how I want things to go. Granted, I will say, like most other people, I do get impatient sometimes, and then I'm like, all right, this is my plan and I'm sticking to my plan, but I want this shit to happen like now. So what steps am I going to make this shit happen now? And then if it doesn't happen the way I think it's going to happen, I get a little frustrated and I'm like, fuck. So then I try to speed up my own process. Or that's another reason, like, I think not everybody, but I feel like men, or I'm just going to say myself because I don't know about it, all men, but, like, I'll put more effort into a bunch of things.
Mm-hmm. You spread yourself thin.
I do spread myself thin, and I've worked on that too. Like, I used to do it way too much. Now I feel like I'm more... It helps to have a girlfriend. I can't spread myself as thin. But I can't... for instance, like, I used to fucking spread myself thin as shit trying to do everything for everybody.
Yeah.
And inevitably, it was biting me in the ass. Like, I was helping all my friends the best of my abilities, but I wasn't helping myself as much. So then it was like...
Gotta help you first.
So then I had to kind of come to that realization where I still want all of my friends to succeed, but I can only help them when I can help them. Mm-hmm. I can't help them. I can't help anyone succeed.
They're going to want to succeed on their own.
Correct. And that's kind of what my biggest issue was when I was younger, was I wanted my friends' goals to happen for them just as fast as I wanted my own goals. And I was like, why aren't you making your goals happen? Come on, I'll help you make your goals happen.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck, I got all these goals I gotta make happen. So I'm like, shit, all right.
Yeah.
So then I had to, reevaluate and reassess, and how am I gonna put what I'm doing in line with my goals to make my own, goals a reality and them happen quicker for myself.
It's a fine line to walk for sure. It's a fine line to walk. But
that's what makes us human. Our love for our friends, our love for our family, our love for other people. It's, in the animal kingdom, it's pretty much, I'm aware about myself and myself only. I got to eat. I got to sleep. I got to fuck. When it comes to humans, we're worried about so much other shit in the world. Sometimes we forget, that it is also simple.
It is. Look at that.
Yep.
I need to brush you, bear. But yeah, it is. I mean, we do overcomplicate shit. We fucking, again, when shit gets comfortable enough, we create our own issues. We start looking for shit to be mad about. We look for shit to complain about. We look for shit to make our lives not as good as they are for whatever reason. Whether it's primal shit, like tapping into like survival stuff, or it's just, mental shit that people just need some type of fucking whether the level of it varies, but some type of turmoil or some type of drama in their life. It's a weird thing. People are weird. Have you ever seen the movie Circle on Netflix? We watched that shit last night. It's a fucking thought-provoking movie. I will say, I'm not going to say too much about it, but it's a pretty good fucking movie, and it makes you realize how fucking the thought processes of people, like when you're put in fucking stress situations, and people gotta come together and make decisions and stuff like that, and people are fucked up. People are fucked up, and they're wild and manipulative. Is a good word.
Horror movie.
I wouldn't even say it's horror. It's more suspense and
horror sci-fi. It's literally what it's.
I know, but I wouldn't classify it as horror. It was more suspenseful, more thought-provoking in my eyes. But I could see how because people do die and shit. But so that is pretty horrible.
I'll look into it.
No, but it's a good movie. Good movie to watch when you're sober, when you're not sober.
There you go.
But yeah, fucking just be good. Be good. Be a good person.
There you go. Well, next on the docket, I had, have you listened to Scary Hours?
I have not actually yet. I know, I'm slacking. I was going to do it yesterday, but then I ended up not going to the gym. I was going to listen to it there, and I just have, yeah, no, I haven't.
Those 6 songs, I'm not going to lie, one of them is like 6 minutes, though, so.
Have you listened to all 30 or all 6 of them?
Yeah.
Was it good?
There.
Is he rapping more?
Huh?
Was he rapping more?
Yeah, and it's like, now you understand, because it also made,
Yes, essentially it's a deluxe version.
Correct, and because it says Scary Hours Edition, so it's Scary Hours 3, but added on to For All the Dogs, and now it made For All the Dogs, I saw the most number one having album.
For All the Dogs and that were both on the top fucking album.
But since it was it's one thing basically, he joined the album. It's a record for all most number ones off of the same album.
Oh shit, there you go.
So just Drake doing Drake things, breaking more records.
Yeah, I haven't even really.
All right, we don't have to talk about that yet. We'll get into some Drake talk next episode then.
For All the Dogs, dogs will be dogs.
Another random dog thing. South Korea plans on banning
dog meat. Good for them. It's about damn time. Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, I thought I had mentioned it to Helen, and then I kind of had a conversation about it. To them, if they don't have cats or dogs as pets like that, it kind of just be another just random animal. Like, for instance, us in America, we eat the shit out of cows. In India, that's like a sacred thing to them.
Yeah.
So this is just like, for us, we're like, it's a fucking hamburger. for them, they're like, no, it's a sacred cow.
Yeah, but
I mean, I get it. You know, man's best friend is a dog, but to people in Korea,
man's best friend is not a cow.
to people in Korea, meat might be. I mean,
cows are fucking adorable too. I can't even lie.
Baby cows,
even big cows. They're just big fucking grass puppies.
I guess
hopping around, fucking.
They don't hop.
Eating grass and shit, bro. You'd be surprised.
They mosey along,
bro. They got some vigor in their step.
Yeah, so I mean, I did understand it at that point where it's like, granted, I don't think eating dogs or cats, you know, I don't condone that, but I thought about it for a second. I was like, what if this is their only meat source? I'm sure they have to have other things.
They have chickens. They have to have chickens.
Yeah, but just chicken? That's the only thing you're gonna eat forever?
Steak.
What if what if they don't have any like bigger game animals?
They can import shit.
Maybe.
It's a global economy at this point. If you want something, you can go get it.
But this is South Korea plans on putting that into effect.
And I mean, I don't know how good their economy is, but I'm sure it's well enough.
They did say if the bill does pass this year, it's a 3-year long bill to where people they have to basically buy out the market. Yeah. So it's like people who do eat dogs will still be eating dogs for a couple years.
Damn, Bear, he's over here fucking having nightmares right now. Yeah, no.
Yeah, but luckily you're a dog in America, Bear.
Yep, in a good old home. Boop, boop, boop.
But
damn, I didn't even hear the door open. Yeah. We could get robbed and not even fucking know it.
Yep. These headphones on, can't hear a thing. All right, and then to a topic you had said, topic worthy. Adam 22.
Bro, that whole thing is fucking wild. That whole thing is fucking wild.
What's his podcast? What's his podcast
No
called?
Jumper.
No Jumper. So the host of No Jumper, Adam 22, is apparently creating a reality TV show. In this TV show, to explain it, I had read into it after you sent it. It's basically a competition with 10 contestants.
It's like a fucking Flavor of Love or any of those fucking those fucking Bachelor whatever, except at the end they get a fucking run a train on his wife essentially. They fucking are double teaming his wife.
The prize is for a threesome with him and his wife.
Yeah. Because they have a podcast together called Plug Talk. And his wife is a fucking porn star. What is it? Lane of the Plug, some shit like that. And what they do on this podcast is they'll invite other porn stars, women, to, they'll talk, blah, blah, blah. And at the end of the podcast, they fuck them together. So they're all fucking. They have a threesome together. Now, recently, this fucking, the fucking Lane of the Plug, she did her first scene with another guy for the first time in who the fuck knows. So that was a whole big thing, and it made the runs on social media, and I'm sure everyone saw the memes and all that shit, blah-de-blah, and I guess it blew up a lot more than they expected to. So now, what I think this is that they're just capitalizing on that.
I mean, I had put that. It's definitely a money stunt.
Yeah. But also, I've heard him talk about it before. He said that the way that he met her was him and his boy were fucking her, and that's how they fucking met.
I'll be damned.
So, and hey, everyone has their kinks. Everyone has, fuck however you want to fuck. I'm not judging that. It just, the fact that they're turning it into a fucking game show and, the fact that how you can just monetize essentially anything you want at this point in time is fucking wild.
My thing is, and it's his wife. It's not it's a random chick or, a co-host or whatever. It's his wife that he's like, all right, honey. If they win this game show,
you're getting double dipped. So double down.
It's kind of
But I mean, that's the thing. I mean, she's a porn star, so and essentially, I guess he is at this point too, because they fucking fuck on their podcast. So that's something that I'm sure they have fucking talked about it within their own relationship, and I'm sure it's something that and it seems I don't know, but it seems they're comfortable enough within themselves and within their relationship to obviously invite other women into the room. So, I mean, not that I would ever be okay with it, but I guess at a certain point when you and your wife have fucked however many different women together,
you got to give her something?
I guess.
Crazy.
And like I said,
crazy.
They said that like that's how they met. Like the first time they fucked was with they ran a fucking.
Well, actually, I'm not gonna lie. I've never heard a single one of his podcasts, and I only know I know of him clearly because of like social media, but I didn't know that he has made like they make videos with other girls too.
That's what the Plug Talk podcast is. That's what it is. Like they invite porn stars on,
but it's
they
just
talk.
Like
they have a podcast. Like they talk,
record.
And then at the end they fuck. Yeah.
But they're actually posting these videos and everything?
I think they do it on like Patreon or something. So you have to pay for it, like obviously. So it's like, but yeah, I mean, essentially it's a podcast, and then they do it at
like
the
an
end.
OnlyFans. I mean, that's what.
Essentially, but like,
that's crazy.
But like, if you like, because I don't really watch. I don't watch the No Jumper podcast. Like I'll just catch snippets of it and shit like that on social media or like Snapchat or whatever. But like Adam 20, like he was been in jail, been in prison. Like, you know, if you know how he came up and shit like that, like like this shit isn't really shocking. It's not surprising. It's just like it is like the first time that they're taking that, you know, reality TV show concept and like you're getting two like pretty well-known people in like the influencer field that are doing this shit like that. And again, it's just they're just capitalizing off that scene that she did with that big ass black dude, and like that shit just fucking blew up. So like they're saying, well, we made a fuck ton of money off of that. Like we might as well fucking cash in while the fucking, you know, strike while the iron's hot.
Snippets with him or something, like they talked about it afterwards.
Yeah, it got a whole bunch of media on and shit, but. Hey, I mean, you got to make your fucking money. If that's what they like to do and shit, you know, more power to them.
Don't know how I feel about me opening this window. I thought it was a good idea.
Fucking burning up.
It's like I'm getting the suntan out here.
Which, I mean, I'm always down for a threesome. Just not with another man. But, you know, then a lot of people, well, that's a double standard. I'm like, sure is. And I'm okay to admit that. Like, I will accept that double standard.
Well... But I don't know the guy, but I guess it
is.
I guess it makes it. When I initially heard it, I was like, "Oh, that sounds like a cuck to me."
That is cuckish behavior.
But I mean, I guess if it's him and his wife, you know, they've talked about it and they've fucking multiple women together. I guess if she's been like, "All right, to make it fair, we fucked 50 girls together. You owe me a get like."
Again, I would be like,
Again, this is not something I would ever condone.
But again, people have their own fucking like that. Yeah, people have their own kinks, and you know they have, you know, whatever gets them off or whatever, and you know whatever is within the boundaries of whatever rules you create for your relationship. That's, you know, if it works for you, then it works for you. Like more power to you. But you know, it is funny as fuck. I just find it fucking hilarious more than anything.
It is kind of crazy that it's like they are married and it's more on like just a money grab. That it's like, all right, how are we going to use our marriage to promote, or not even promote, but like capitalize, like you said, and make us the most money. And I've always thought that was interesting too, like, because I mean, you know, porn stars or people in the industry, like they have significant others, and it's like men or women. Like I don't know how women feel about their men being a porn star and being like, all right, honey, see you later tonight, I'm gonna go fuck a couple girls. Or vice versa, like a girl telling, like, what does a porn star tell her husband when she gets home from work? Oh, it was a rough day today. I was just getting drilled by my boss. Like, what kind of conversations? And I mean, I guess it's people who, like you said, are. I mean, you got to be fucking honest in the whole conversation, and you definitely have to be secure in yourself as well as in your partner. Like, that's a different kind of love right there.
For real. But I mean, even if you think about it, like, because from a guy's perspective, it's like, you know, oh, well, why'd you go fuck this girl when it's like, it's not that I fucked her because I loved her. It's a fucking, it is a physical thing. It is more times than not when guys do that, it is a physical thing. It's not an emotional attachment and shit like that. So, I mean, from that perspective, it's easier for us to understand it because we're men.
True. But a guy versus a woman also in this, as you said, it is more of a physical thing. Women, it's been proven that it's more of an, even if they are to the level where it's physical for them too, it's always an emotional connection with the woman.
Yeah, but then on that point though, like, you take a porn star who is fucking takes dick for a living. Exactly. Like so like they probably view it the same way as a guy would. Like, I'm not doing this because I like the guy. I'm doing it because this is how I make my living, essentially. And they don't see it as like, oh, like I love this guy and like I just want to feel that feeling and all, all that emotional bullshit. They probably just see it as like, sure, yeah, it feels good, but like I'm doing this because I'm getting fucking paid. So like, to your point, it's probably for easier for them, especially since they're doing shit together already, and they both are kind of in that industry to like understand each other, create boundaries and shit, correct, and like not get so fucking butthurt about it.
I mean, yeah, because this was
no pun intended.
They were already, married before. I guess she just got popular for doing that one scene with the dude. So, yeah, in that aspect, I guess if they've talked about it, they're okay with it. They've made these rules,
yeah. But
if they even have rules, maybe the rules of the relationship there is no rules.
They just trust each other. I don't know, but like, cause like I said, I've seen some of like the no jumper snippets of him talking about it, and like, I mean, he does seem like a dude who is, very secure in himself. I mean, he's, like I said, he's been to jail, been to prison. He came up, kind of like from humble beginnings and shit like that. So like, getting to the point where he is now is one of the biggest podcasters. As far as influencer and shit like that, like. I feel like people like that just have a different mindset on a lot of different shit. And again, a lot of people, like, once you get to that point in life, to that level of success, like, and you're married to a porn star, like, just your outlook on life, I'm sure is just a lot different than a lot of people.
It's true.
So,
changes your views and your perspectives on a lot of things.
And also, like, when you love somebody, you love somebody. Like, I like somebody or whatever and been cheated on and you kind of like, oh, there you go. It's closing the fucking, it's too much. It was too much. Maybe not to that extent, but like you have a tendency of looking over certain things and kind of, justifying things that you might not normally do when you care for somebody and you love for somebody on that type of level. Now, again, am I going to fucking go fuck my girlfriend with another dude? No. But, some people, they can justify that in their head or, make it make sense in their head, or maybe they just don't fucking care. Again, like it's when you're dealing with people and like, especially romantic relationships and what they have to make it work for them, like, it's going to be so much different from one relationship to the other to the next. So.
Yeah. I agree. It all is like how we said it boils down to at the end of the day. Their communication, like what kind of conversations they've had behind closed doors to make it all justifiable within themselves, within their relationship, and if it works for them, it works for them.
Yeah, you gotta have
couldn't be me though.
Balls of steel. Because imagine some of the shit she's had. I'm like, oh, my heart. That shit would fucking hurt. You hear that from your girlfriend or your wife? It's like, oh man, god damn, that's fucking. Oh fuck, good old Adam 22 over here fucking making. I wonder how much he's worth. Let's see. Adam 22 net worth. Right, 4 million.
How much?
Let's see. YouTubers Adam 22 and Lena the Plug have a net worth of 8 million. The couple earns 3.6 million annually through their videos on OnlyFans and other websites. In the past 1 month, their net worth has almost doubled due to the enormous subscribers. Yeah, so I mean, it's saying around like 8 million. I mean, 5 million, 8 million, and that's kind of just, rough estimates because you don't know what their assets are, how much savings they have, all that other bullshit. But hey, money talks. Money fucking talks.
Well, a quick other little side note before we get off. The cops in England have placed a dude under arrest for the death of that ex-NHL player.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The dude who got his fucking throat slit. God, and bled out. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
That was fucking rough. I remember they showed one of those on ESPN one time. And, like, this was like fucking like in 2008 or 2009. Some dude got his fucking shit like in the NHL though. He lived, but he got his fucking throat cut by skate, and he's just fucking holding his shit, and they're fucking bleeding out. It's fucking rough.
Yeah, it's crazy because you see it all on the ice.
Yeah,
blood on ice. But yeah, apparently they did arrest somebody for manslaughter. But
is it just manslaughter or involuntary manslaughter?
Well, right now it just says for manslaughter, but this is, it's an ongoing investigation. So, let's see.
What is the definition, like the exact definition of manslaughter? I think if you just hold down, like click on it, it should give you, like, it will give you the option to look it up. Because, like...
The crime of killing a human being without malice.
So what would be involuntary manslaughter? Because that sounds like that.
Involuntary manslaughter usually refers to unintentionally killing. I'm sure they probably will give him.
But wouldn't that be this? That sounds like the same thing, because manslaughter is killing somebody without malice. So, I mean, that kind of sounds like an accident.
Yeah. I mean, involuntary is... I've seen, like, they've given involuntary...
We're not lawyers here, obviously. We're trying to figure this shit out. All the terminology and shit.
Yeah. Involuntary is, like you said, it's an unintentional killing. It may come from a criminal, or like basis of the charge is like criminal negligence. Okay. Like it was accidentally like done. Manslaughter, on the other hand,
it doesn't have like a tab where it shows like manslaughter versus involuntary and compares.
That'd be too easy.
For real.
Manslaughter, it's like the definition is the crime of killing a human being without malice. Otherwise, the circumstance is not amounting to murder.
Maybe I'm just fucking dumb, but that sounds the fucking same to me.
It's just a common law term for a homicide. So it's still it's someone died at the end of the day, and then they arrested him for manslaughter. Will they charge him with it? We don't know.
Yeah. Damn, that's so fucked though. Like,
will they get charged at all with it? Who knows? And even if you do get charged, I've seen in cases people get charged and never spend a day in jail.
Yeah. So
it all depends on the circumstance. He can get fully charged with involuntary manslaughter, and they could either give him probation, they can make him pay a fine. In that case, I mean, as long as they can prove like this was clearly a fucking skating accident, like if the guy's like, I never intended to kill. Granted, I didn't watch the whole video. I did see like I sent you, didn't I?
Yeah.
I was like, how it happened. I was like, damn. But you can't see like if he like steps on the guy, if he accidentally like runs into each other,
Man, fuck.
Yeah, you just see the guy get up and you see the blood trail, and I was like, I shouldn't be watching this.
Man, that's rough.
I'm glad I don't go on Twitter any longer, and I'm glad I unfollowed a lot of
Twitter's
things.
A fucking cesspool of fucking
It is.
shit.
Always has been. But there was shit back on like Instagram. Was it was it crime something?
Fuck, Instagram is getting worse too, bro. They're showing fucking full on buttholes essentially now, and fucking people fucking getting shot the fuck up, and bro. Instagram's becoming a fucking.
You gotta be just a little something. You gotta be careful on what. Okay, way to ruin that. Try to be cool. Ruined.
No.
Ruined.
Because I noticed last time it was crooked.
Oh, well, you made it way worse now.
Did I?
Looks to me. I'll have to check later.
Looks fine.
But yeah, you got to be careful on what you follow. I know people think like what you view, and this is the reason, for instance, why I don't watch like horror movies or like a lot of scary movies. It's not that I'm fucking scared of them by any means.
Spooky.
There's only been like a couple movies in my life that have actually got me like a good jump scare. But like I saw Smile did have one good jump scare, but most movies aren't gonna scare me like that. It's more of just like, one, I have a fucking phenomenal memory, so I remember
like an elephant.
Yeah, like I remember pretty much everything I ever watched. So I'm like, don't really want to see that, and like have it stuck up there, because I've seen some nasty ass shit that I'm like, well, can't unsee it.
Fucking etched in your brain forever.
Yep, like. There was this page on Instagram that used to show like cartel killings and shit.
Oh yeah,
and like seeing
my
people like
God.
stacked. I'm like, oh man,
Yeah, the fucking Pain Olympics.
yeah, it's just fucked up shit.
Two
that it's
girls,
like,
one cup.
oh god,
Those were fucking simpler times, but Jesus Christ.
blue waffle.
Oh,
You just can't unsee some things.
yeah, you really can't.
So yeah, back to what I was saying. I don't wish that upon anyone, and
Not even on my worst enemies.
like that's why I don't watch stupid shit like that, like horror movies and scary movies, because it's like I feel like I'm fucking like a parent when I say this, but it's just letting the devil in. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's just stupid shit that it's like gonna be stuck in my head forever. I'm like, I'd rather not. I'd just rather not.
Bro,
This is me. Hey, if scary movies or horror movies or
some people are into that shit.
I know some people love that shit. Watch all of them. I'm like, hey, it's your cup of tea, not mine.
Oh man, good old fucking fucked up shit. The world's full of it. World's full of it. Hey, you got any closing words, statements, thoughts?
Shirts.
Shirps.
Shirts go on sale. Watch out for that.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
I got one on.
He's got one on.
Boop. No hangover, baby. Yeah, I mean, fucking be diligent. Be yourself. Don't let others think for you. If you have an opinion and it doesn't go with the status quo, that doesn't mean you're wrong, baby. That doesn't mean you're wrong.
Oh, others can be wrong.
Bingo. And with that, I think we're done here.
Oh, go get your haircut.
Get freshened up.
Go
And
hit the
yeah. Everybody love everybody. See you next week.
Peace.
Deuces.